The Bruins have now lost 3 consecutive games, losing last week to Arizona 29-21. But at least it wasn't a blowout, right? Hey everybody, what's Bruin? I'm Jonathan Khamis, and I mentioned at the top of the show, hey, wait a minute, you're wearing a San Francisco Giants cap,
That's right.
I see.
Right. Once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime. I'm sure a lot of people are giving you stuff about that today.
But it's popular at home.
Yeah, congratulations. Can you see my enthusiasm?
There you go.
Okay, I mentioned at the top of the show that some consider this a blowout, some don't. I mean, I thought it was close. They only lost by 8 points, and they had their chances.
I thought they were going to game in the fourth quarter, and they had plenty of chances in the fourth quarter to pull it out, and the offense just couldn't get over the hump. But, I think there was a lot of things to be encouraged about. Offensive line was able to protect Richard Brehaut for most of the day. The passing game got its act together. They went deep a couple times for some big plays. Defensively, though, they still have a lot of issues they had from the very first week.
Yeah, I think Richard Brehaut played, an okay game, 13-27, a couple scores, did throw an interception. One of those plays was to Josh Smith. I think this kid is showing us that he's got some ability in him.
And he's got the confidence to go deep.
Yeah.
But again, I think a big thing about that too was he did have time, which Prince didn't have earlier in the year, and Richard didn't have a lot of it the Oregon game either.
Interesting play calling going on in the game. I know UCLA tried a reverse play that did not work out so well. The next play, they run it down the middle for little to no yardage, and that really put Brehaut in a bad situation. Maybe a little bit of a rift between Neuheisel and Chow when asked about going for it on that fourth down late.
Rift might be too strong a word, but Norm Chow, when they went fourth and I think they were 4th and 11, they went for it in the third quarter with 3 timeouts left and about 3 minutes left in the game. Norm made it pretty clear that it wasn't his decision. It was, it was head coach's decision, and I just call the plays kind of thing.
Right.
I don't know if there's a rift there, but Norm made it pretty clear that it wasn't his call.
And you mentioned the defense earlier. UCLA did have some tackling problems that were a little bit uncharacteristic in the secondary that really made that game really tough on them.
Well, I think there's a couple things going on. They weren't able to get a lot of pressure on Scott early, and then when they did, Matt Scott, the quarterback from Arizona, was able to evade it. Sean Westgate had him wrapped up for a huge loss early in the game, and he got away and made a big play. The corners were awful, and the corners have been awful for a couple weeks, and so when you're not getting any pressure, your front 7 can't tackle, and your corners are awful, you got big problems. And if Tony Dye doesn't have another big game, the game could have been a blowout.
Okay, well, we'll see if the Bruins can bounce back. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games, but here comes Oregon State and the always elusive, super fun player to watch, Jacquizz Rodgers. What can the Bruins do to stop this little dynamo?
Well, if you're a UCLA fan, you're really nervous because they can't tackle the Arizona guys. Now you have a guy who's probably one of the most elusive runners in the country, and he's got a low center of gravity. He's hard to bring down. And the other thing is, I think Mike Riley is probably the best coach in the league, and he's always got a few tricks up his sleeves. This is a tough game.
Tough game, but I like what I saw out of Brehaut. I like Marvray coming back. UCLA isn't going to lose 2 in a row at home. I got them winning 24-21, defeating Oregon State. Yourself?
Oregon State wins 24-20.
Okay. And this one comes from Bruin, 5931. He asks, if Brehaut performs well during the rest of the season, will there be a quarterback controversy during the offseason, or will Kevin Prince still be considered the starter?
Isn't there always a quarterback controversy in Westwood? That's like
Seems like it.
Since Cade McNown left, I think that's been kind of like the constant story.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there will be a controversy in the spring because we're not sure if Kevin Prince will be back by the spring. But
yeah, that's a good point.
There is going to be this scene, plus with the kid coming in from Chandler, Arizona, Homley kid. And if Richard can keep playing like this, there will be a controversy, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out because I still think Kevin's maybe a little more suited to that offense, and if Brehaut's a guy, do you stick with that offense? And there's a lot of questions because it has beefed up that running game. And Jonathan Franklin, the best running backs in the country next year,
oh yeah, without
coming
a doubt.
back. So there are a lot of things for Rick Neuheisel to sort out. But I think the first couple of weeks after the season, his first priority is going to be dealing with the defense, and is your defense coordinator still your defense coordinator, and where do you go from there? Yeah,
and I don't think a quarterback controversy is a bad thing. I think all those guys bring different things to the table, and when you have all that kind of talent, it's really going to help out UCLA moving forward. Our thanks to Scott Reed, and that's going to do it for this edition of What's Bruin. And for more UCLA information, be sure to check out our blog at ucla.ocregister.com. Thanks for watching.